All right, so let's jump right in. Look, the world of cybersecurity, it's always been a bit of a battleground, right? But now a new force has just ridden into town and it's basically throwing out the entire rule book. We're talking, of course, about AI, and its arrival is turning the entire digital landscape into, well, the new Wild West. A lot of people are using this Wild West analogy, and honestly, it fits perfectly. Think about it. In those old movies, the good guys and the bad guys, they often had the exact same six-shooters. So what was the difference maker? It was all about who was smarter with their weapon, and that has never, ever been more true than it is right now in the world of cyber. So, okay, let's really dig into this new weapon. Because AI, it isn't just another tool you add to your belt. No way. It's a total game changer. It's completely reshaping the whole fight between the people protecting our data and, the ones trying to get their hands on it. And here's what's so wild. This is already a frantic arms race, but AI is just pouring gasoline on the fire. It's accelerating everything. It's taking a situation that was already super complex and, well, it's threatening to make it a whole lot worse. This isn't just a new pistol. This is like someone showing up with a machine gun to a knife fight. And this really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? AI is a weapon for everybody. The bad guys are using it to launch automated attacks on a massive scale. They're creating phishing scams that are so good, so sophisticated, they're almost impossible to catch. But, and this is a big but, the good guys are fighting back with the exact same technology. They're using AI for automatic threat detection, to spot weird user behavior, and to find weak spots before the bad guys do. It's literally a duel at high noon, just with code. And believe me, the outlaws on this new frontier, they're already locked and loaded. They're using AI right now. That means we are standing on the brink of a totally new wave of cyber attacks. We're talking more advanced, more relentless, really more than anything we've ever seen. Which brings us to what I'm calling the great AI paradox. If you're running a business today, it must feel like you're caught between a gold rush and a gunfight. On one hand, there's this massive pressure to get it on the AI action, to strike it rich. But on the other, doing that means you have to walk right into the middle of this crazy escalating cyber showdown. And oh boy, the gold rush is on. Just look at this number. A whopping 75% of big companies are going full steam ahead, adopting AI as fast as they can. I mean, they see the potential, right? Huge productivity gains, a massive edge on the competition. Of course they want in. But here's the twist, the other side of that coin. Almost the same number, 72% of those exact same companies admit they have huge problems with their own data quality. So think about that. They're building these incredibly powerful AI engines, right? But they're pouring junk fuel into the tank. It just completely messes up the results. And yeah, the problems don't stop there, not even close. When you look at what's really holding them back, it's kind of the perfect storm. The number one problem? A lack of people with the right skills. That's a huge 38%. Then you've got tight budgets at 29%. And maybe the most important one, 28% say they just don't have a clear strategy. They're rushing in without a map. And then, layered on top of all of that, there's this giant cloud of uncertainty hanging over everything. Regulation. Especially in places like the UK, business leaders are saying the lack of clear rules is a massive roadblock. I mean, how can you build your town if you have no idea what the laws are going to be tomorrow? So who's on the front lines of this whole showdown? That would be the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer. These folks are the sheriffs of this digital town. And let me tell you, they are facing a situation like never before. There's a great quote from Nick McKenzie, a CISO at a company called BugCrowd. He just puts it plainly. The CISO has more responsibility than ever before. And he's right. The amount of risk they're dealing with is just exploding, and the pressure on them to keep their company safe is, well, it's just immense. So what's actually going on inside their heads? Well, take a look at this. It paints a pretty clear picture. A solid majority, 58% of CISOs, think the risks of AI are bigger than the benefits right now. They're staring this new technology down, and for most of them, the first thing they see is the danger, not the reward. But here's that paradox again, the one they live with every single day. Even though they're worried about the risks, a staggering 90%, that's almost all of them, believe AI is already better than humans at security, or it's going to be very, very soon. They know they can't win this fight without it. So they're cautious, for sure, but they also know this is where the world is going. So
This whole complex, high-stakes situation, it's created a vacuum, a need for a new kind of hero. You could even say we need a new kind of gunslinger who actually knows how to navigate this crazy new frontier.
So who are these heroes? Well, we're talking about modern managed service providers, or MSPs. They're evolving into what you could call AI-based security champions. You can think of them as the expert guides, the hired guns for the good guys. These are the folks who bring a very specific set of skills to the fight. They get the details of AI security tools, they help companies clean up their data so the AI actually works right, and they're obsessed with staying on top of all the latest AI-powered attacks.
And let's be real here, wherever there's chaos, there's also opportunity. For these expert providers, this huge AI-driven security challenge isn't just a headache, it's the next massive business opportunity. Turns out, taming the Wild West can be a pretty profitable gig.
Okay, so this all brings us to the big question, right? The so what? It's one thing to talk about how chaotic everything is, but what's the solution? How do you actually go about taming this AI frontier? Well, the path forward seems to boil down to three really critical steps. First, education, education, education. You gotta get everyone on board. Every single employee needs to be trained on how to spot not just old school phishing, but this new world of deep fakes and super realistic AI scams. Second, you have to invest in AI defenses, basically fight fire with fire. But here's the kicker. It's not just about buying the fancy new tool, it's about building a culture where your data is clean and reliable. Because without good data, your fancy AI weapon has faulty ammo. And third, you gotta partner up with those cyber heroes. Bring in the expert MSPs who know how to set up and run these complicated new defenses the right way. So what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty clear. The AI frontier isn't on its way, it's here, right now. The new weapons are on the table, the lines have been drawn in the sand. So really, the only question left is, are you ready for the showdown?